Right, you guys, I'm gonna save you some money today. Hi, it's Lindy. Welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to do a really quick video to show you exactly how I fold jeans to fit them in a regular flat rate envelope. It really amazes me every time I hear that someone is spending more and more money for either the legal flat rate envelopes or the padded flat rate envelopes for jeans, when if you fold them a particular way, they really fit inside of a regular flat rate perfectly. You can save some serious money, for real. A regular flat rate envelope is $6.35 if you're top rated. A padded flat rate is $6.90. So that's a difference of, carry the one, 55 cents. That is over half of a dollar. If you just do, 10 pairs of jeans, that's $5.50 that you could be saving. That money really adds up. And I know that a lot of people think that unless you put jeans in a padded flat rate, that presentation leaves a lot to be desired. But I promise you, I have been sending even large size jeans in regular flat rates for a very long time, and I have never had one complaint of how they arrived. And I'm going to show you exactly how I fold them to fit them in a regular flat rate. So hopefully you can stop spending the extra money on the legal flat rates and the padded flat rates, and you could put that money back in your pocket, reinvest it back into your business. For demonstrative purposes, we are doing a pair of men's jeans that are a size 42. 42. So these jeans are 42 by 32. So they are not a small pair of jeans, 42-inch waist by a 32-inch inseam. These are the ones that I'm going to use to demonstrate, to show you that even big and tall sizes can fit in a regular flat rate. Now, keep in mind, not all pairs of jeans are going to fit in a regular flat rate. You might have some really super, thick denim, or you might have some vintage that you would be more comfortable putting in a padded flat rate. But as a general rule, I want to say that 98% of the jeans that I ship go into a regular flat rate. I rarely spring for a padded or a legal. I always fit them in a regular. Now I'm going to take you over to my shipping station, and I'm going to show you exactly how I package them in a regular flat rate. Okay, so we have our size 42 jeans here. Now, whenever I fold these, I do not fold them inwards, I fold them outwards. Fold them over one time like this with the button and the zipper facing out. Then we are going to fold them over again, like this. And you want to make sure that that fold translates all the way down the leg. So you want to make sure that the entire length is folded over, and then when you fold it over again, you want to make sure that it's folded all the way down the length of the jeans. Sometimes, especially with men's jeans, you're going to have a little bit that kind of comes over here. I always just tuck this in. Now, we want to make sure that we don't fold over longer than the envelope. This is just a regular flat rate envelope. We want to make sure that we don't fold too far over. Usually, if we fold over just where the zipper comes to a bottom, that is, plenty. It gives us plenty of room, and it's not too big for the envelope. So we're just going to stick our hand right where the zipper ends, and we're going to fold over. And then we're going to fold over again. Then we're going to fold over again. And then we're going to have this little bit here, but this is really insignificant. We'll be able to just tuck all that in. So that is the roll. Then I'm gonna take the wonderful bread bags that I'm always advocating for. And I stick it right there in the bread bag. I'm just gonna pull off some tape to seal the bread bag. So now the bread bag is sealed up. It's nice and comfy in there. See how nice and pretty it looks? It's not bulgy anywhere. It's nicely folded. And then of course, you would want to put your shipping label on here first. You don't want to stuff it and then try to stick the shipping label on here. I always make sure to fold this over first before we put the jeans in. Then you want to kind of use your sense of touch to find where it's the thickest. So I can tell right here that the jeans are the thickest on this side. The thickest part you want to go down here. So the thinnest side goes up, the thickest side goes down. So because this is the thickest side, I'm going to stick it in with that part going to the bottom. Now sometimes if it's a little tight fit, if it's a little long, you might have to use your body, and I don't think you can really see too well, but I'm just using my body to push the jeans and snug them in there. And they're just wiggle them right on in there. They're in there. They're looking good. And then what I do is I will push down, make sure that it's nice and flat so that when we bring up the lip to seal it shut, it's nice and flat. Pull off the stickum. Fold it over. There we go. And then from here, I would just take some eBay tape. And I would do one piece of tape here. And I might go ahead and do one more here. Keep in mind the label will already be on here, and I always put the label on this way. And sometimes before I put the jeans in, I'll put some tape over this part too, just like I did here, except I'll do that before I stuff it with the jeans. But that is what it looks like with the jeans in there. Remember, they were a size 42 by 32. And look how nice, flat this is. It does have some ripples over here, but that's really not a big deal. I've never had any complaints over this kind of a thing. And if you put tape on it before you put the jeans in there, it'll look a lot more like this rather than like this. So, but it's really nice and smooth. They're in there. And I didn't go spend the extra money on a bigger envelope. Regular flat rate envelopes, it's where it's at. I also want to make sure that I restate a video that I did a little bit over a year ago. I'll probably go ahead and link it down in the video description below, but I just want to emphasize that the word flat rate envelope literally means the price. The envelope does not have to be flat in order for you to ship something in a flat rate envelope. There is a memo that is on the USPS website, and I did a video on it. That's what I will link below. That flat rate does not apply to the shape. It is only about the price. So I have personally never had an issue with taking something like this in and shipping it in a flat rate. And if you have had problems with that, I would highly suggest that you go to that video that I'll link, and I have a direct link to the memo that you can actually print and take with you into the post office if you need it, because this is allowed. I have heard lots of people concerned that you cannot ship things like jeans and clothing in these envelopes, and you absolutely
Thank you guys
can.
so much for watching. If you like this video and found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up so that I know. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. And do not forget to check the video description for useful links. And please subscribe if you haven't already for more content. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you with my next video. Bye.